Alex is already embarrassing over here.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the family, I wanted to thank everyone for coming out today as we celebrate the life of Seymour Wiener, Cy, Dad, Grandpa, and Doc. 93 years young, full life. I want to begin the service with a reading from the Psalms. I'll read the first one in the book of Psalms. Say it in Hebrew, and then I'll translate it into English. Ashrei ha'ish asher lo halach b'atzas rishayim u'bederech chata'im lo amar u'b'moshav leitzim lo yashav ki'im b'saras Adonai chefzo u'b'saraso yegeh yomam v'layla v'haya k'etz shasu al palgei mo'im asher priyo yitain b'ito v'alei lo yivov kol asher yaseh yatzliach Lochein harishayim kiim kamos asher titfenu ruach al kein lo yakumu rishayim b'mishpat v'chatim b'das tzadikim ki yodea Adonai derech tzadikim v'derech rishayim toved. Happy is the one who has not followed the counsel of the wicked, nor stood in the path of sinners, nor sat in the company of the scornful. Rather, that one's delight is in the Torah of the Lord, meditating in God's Torah day and night, and will be like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in season, whose leaf will not wither, and whatever that one does prospers. Not so the wicked, who are like the chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked shall not survive judgment, nor the sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord loves the way of the righteous. We're here at an unveiling, and many people don't necessarily understand the significance of being at a cemetery, but in Jewish tradition, there is a lot to reflect about when thinking about a cemetery, because in the Jewish tradition, there are actually three names for a cemetery. The first one is called a Beit HaKfarot. Beit HaKfarot simply means it's a place where someone is buried, and the reason why we have a Beit HaKfarot is because there are Kohanim, there are priests who have to know that since they have to remain ritually pure, they have to know where a cemetery is so they don't come in contact with in a cemetery where there is ritual impurity. But perhaps on more a deeper level, there's also a name for a cemetery, and that's called the Beit Olam. It's the eternal house. How could a cemetery be called a Beit Olam? Because Jewish tradition believes that a person's physical body might remain in this world, but their soul, their neshama, goes up into the heavens. So it's considered, therefore, in Jewish tradition, a cemetery is also called a Beit Olam. It's an everlasting home. But the third name for a cemetery is quite strange. Cemetery is called a Beit HaChayim. A Beit HaChayim is a house of life, a house of the living. And the last thing a person would think when you come to a cemetery is you're coming to a house of the living. The answer is that the cemetery is certainly a house of the living, because the values and the lessons that they imparted into each and every one of us, into our souls and our lives, are everlasting. And that is why we're here today. Come here for an unveiling to remember and celebrate the life of a loved one, father, friend, grandfather, doctor. We're here because of all those values that they instilled into us and inculcated into our lives. And we will ensure that every time, not only every time we show up at the cemetery, we remember the life he lived, that full life. But every day, every morning when we get up, we go about our life. All those values are implanted into the fabric of our souls, and that life then continues to live on as a living legacy. Sai's name always be remembered for a blessing. Turn the floor over to Diana.
lines. Am I loud enough?
Speak up.
Okay. Good job. Our love was extraordinary. Greatest accomplishment of our lives. Forsaking all others, these were the gifts we gave to one another. Enduring passion, respect, and faith to breathe. In retrospect, there was never a moment of doubt that Cy loved me. Never. You were my perfect and exquisite soulmate. Though you said goodbye, you are never far away. I was in my arms. We were, and will remain through eternity, two disparate forces that dwell as one, dwell in the present sense. I'm going to say something, and I didn't ask you, Sherry, but you certainly, it's up to you. Cheryl, please. I wasn't able to speak at Dad's funeral, but I'm better today. I will. I was trying to decide what to say about Dad. What you think about when you think about Dad, his life and all his accomplishments, and what he was. You think about this young man who went across an ocean without knowing a word of Italian and did medical school. I'm not sure if it was stupidity or courage, but it was amazing. And what an accomplishment and what a life he made. And then it was the presence. It was a force. And you knew you were in his presence always. And you think that that's the overwhelming thing about Dad. This independent, courageous, brave, amazing man. But that's not the most overarching thing about Dad. The thing about Dad, and that's all, overwhelming love. This overwhelming giving soul that he gave to everyone, whether you were his patient, he really cared, whether he was your friend, whether he was your father, whether he was your grandfather, whether you found him early or late in life. He was super dependent. He wasn't independent. He was super dependent. He connected all of us with this amazing safety net of love that he gave us. No matter what we did, no matter where we were, he was with us. And he still is, because of this overarching soul of love that he gave all of us. And that's really, to me, what Dad is and always will be. To me, he's still with me every single day. He's still my safety net. I still have many conversations to come. He'll always, always, always be there for me.
I said at this funeral, it's hard to look in the mirror because what I look like.
This picture, Adam. I can't.
That still happens every day. I know that, when he was alive, I was the son who didn't call that often. I called occasionally. But, I since his passing, I speak with him every day. Every single day. And I know, Dad, that that it's been a very difficult year. Well, I've got some more bad news for you, Dad. Rafa Nadal announced yesterday that next year is going to be his last year on the tour, and that he's pulled out of Roland Garros this year. So the news broke yesterday, and I don't know what social media you have where you are. You know, I don't think you have Facebook. Maybe it's Facebook up there. I don't know. But I know that, you know, my whole
That's
life,
right.
and I think this goes for a lot of people, that we just wanted you to be proud of us, of every one of us. And, you know, it was, I know for myself, and I'm sure others might feel the same way, that it was a little bit of a preoccupation of his dad proud, but I know that regardless of the situation, he was always proud, and he remains proud. And I love you forever. I want to thank cousin Craig for being here from Memphis. And Craig was able, through conversations with Craig and I were able to make sure that this happened, that when Ed died, and it was at the height of COVID, and you weren't allowed out of your car, even if it was crazy, Craig was able to sneak in and get some dirt from Ed's grave. And so he's given that to me here, and I wanted to sprinkle it on Dad, and I've given Craig some dirt from the day that Dad was buried. And he's going to do the same in Memphis coming up soon. So your brothers are together still, and I can only hope that you're happy.
Nice work. Oh my God, I gotta go. Yes. So I wrote something. I guess I think after my mother a little bit.
A little.
So an unveiling, kind of a strange custom. In a way, it brings back all the difficult emotions of loss and sorrow, but it also allows you to take a special moment to share in the joy that their life brought you. To honor them. I'm trying to take the second route for Cy, Dad, Doc, and Grandpa, and a friend. That being said, let's do a little walk down memory lane. My dad never drank or partied, but was the life of the party. Oftentimes, he would be huddled with the women of the social gathering, probably discussing their womanly issues, but he had the magic of connecting with everybody. If you had the pleasure of having a moment with Cy, he always had pearls of wisdom to share, incredible advice, and you always felt heard. Additionally, he was witty and charming and engaging and super fun. He always had your best interests at heart. He would also never balk at the opportunity to call you a schmuck. Amazingly, he was always right there with everyone, drinking or not. When my parents lived in Mexico for many winters, it was truly a paradise. And for those that got to experience Akumal or to be their neighbors, you get it. Cy had a way of being everyone's amigo. People confided in him, depended upon him, looked up to him, and enjoyed spending time with him, not unlike our home in the US. He provided comfort for all. My favorite was how he spoke fluent Italian. A real Renaissance man. To look on some of the local spaces when they were trying to discern what he was saying in his Italian, saying with a smile on their faces was priceless. He was always undeniably himself. Like all the times he would hang out with me and my girlfriends while getting ready to go out, and he'd be only in his boxer shorts and a t-shirt. If my daughter told me she was at her friend's house and their dad was in their underwear, let me just say it wouldn't go over so well. And we actually posed for pictures with them. I thought it was like the funniest thing. Yeah. Of course, I much mentioned Diana. Their love story is like no other. I had the honor of being at the front row of that my entire life. The devotion, the respect, and the red hot love. Remember them dancing together? Anyone remember that? His dance face, which Adam could easily do. Can you say smooth? That was a smooth guy. Everyone stopped to look. You couldn't help it. They were passionate in all ways. Now on to mentioning the grandkids. He was the ultimate grandfather, the poster man for sure. They're ultimate cheerleaders. They could do no wrong. I could picture the twinkle in his eyes when they were around, and I see it every day. I miss that satisfied and beaming look on his face. Griffin was his Valentine right from the start. And Peter, their baseball discussions were deep. He couldn't wait to download with him on every pitch, play, base run, and at bat. This was some Norman Rockwell stuff. On to a little sad. To say the least, there's a hole in our family that cannot be replaced as an understatement. And boy, has it been a hell of a 2 years since you've been gone. In a way, I'm happy that you were shielded from our family's pain. This cannot be understood or grasped in any way, shape, or form. I know. Okay, I was supposed to keep this light, right? But I couldn't go without mentioning it. I don't know what I believe about the afterlife, but I will quote what little Peter wrote to Bumba after her passing. He said, "Bumba, I know you're in heaven because that's where all the good people go." I hope all our good people are whooping it up together. Gives me a little happiness in their loss. Dad, I honor you today, every day, and always for the rest of my days. I love you, Caspuda. Long, right?
I know they're whooping it up,
They're whooping it.
but he's still not drinking.
No, I know, but it's okay. It's right there.
I'm going to read this. They too will live, for they are now part of us, and we remember them. The rising sun and its going down, and the blowing of the wind, and then the chill of winter, the opening of the buds, and the rebirth spring, we remember them. And the blueness of the skies, and the warmth of summer, and the rustling of the leaves, and the beauty of the autumn, we remember them. The beauty of the year, and when it ends, as long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us, and we remember them. When we're weary and in need of strength, when we're lost and sick at heart, when we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have joy to crave, we crave to share. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, for as long as we live, they too will live. They are now a part of us, and we remember them.
This is some weekend, that's all I gotta say. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Thou art with me. Sorry. Thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Say not in grief, he is no more, but live in thankfulness that he was. I love you, Dad. You gave me a great husband, a great father.
Without the church. Shed tears that he is gone. You can shed tears that he is gone. Or you can smile because he lived. You can close your eyes and pray he'll come back. Or you can open your eyes and see all he's left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him. Or you can be happy for tomorrow because of today. You can remember him and only that he's gone. Or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You cry, close your mind, empty, turn your back. Or you can do what he wanted. Smile, open your eyes, and love, and go on.
Where we recite the mourner's catechism, I'll recite the traditional unveiling prayer. I'll recite it in Hebrew and then I'll read it in English as well. Elmalei rachamim, shofei b'amromi, say minafeneth hona, al kanfei hashechina, b'mahalos kedoshim u'tohorim, yamasirim, nishmas, ben Peretz, shalach le'olamo, amur, she'anachnu mispalim, yaras karas nishmaso, Gan Eden, Yemen Moso, Lochein, Baal Rachamim, Yastirei v'sei serkin afav le'olamim, v'yitzro, Yitzro chayves nishmaso, Adonai hu nachalaso, v'yanuach, v'shalom al mishkavo, v'nomar, Amen. O God, full of compassion, who dwells on high, grant proper repose on the sheltering wings of your presence, the lofty levels of the holy and pure, who shine as the brightness of the firmament, the soul of Seymour Jerome Wiener, who has gone to his world, and for whose memory we pray. May his repose be in paradise. May the Master of Compassion bring him under the cover of God's wings and bind the soul in the bond of life. May the Lord be his heritage, and may he repose on his resting place in peace. Let us respond. Amen.
The chapter.
você derramar uma ofensa e tratar o vento, o seu pecado desse Israel. Pegou o Jesus, enche o lado explorar e explorar e explorar e experimentar e experimentar e experimentar. Saber, saber, Shalom.
Great. It's customary to read what's written on the and it's the Wiener, Dr. Seymour, September 11th, 1928 to August 29th, 2021. Sigh and die, lovers, parents, grandparents. With all the ardor of youth, our love lives on in you. And then there's a place for me. But I'm not going to.
Not soon. Not soon.
So, thank you for coming. Which you would have liked.
What's your time?
That's your time. Yes, that was well true. Thank you.